Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Oh, we're back. It is Saturday morning. Because it's Saturday morning, you know what that means. Time for some SignalR Saturday. Now I'm going to be gone for a bit coming up soon. So the next two Saturdays will be out of office, unfortunately. We got some subs in the subscribers in the channel. Carlo, as always. Alicio, thanks for the being a subscriber. Appreciate that. Some mooches going off, which I don't quite understand why my they don't let you change your emote, so it's like James M. Mooch, which is a little silly. But what are you gonna do? Why is this music chill music? I don't think this dungeon-esque thing is. Let's do this one. There we go. So yeah, doing pretty good. I might change up my emoticons a little bit here and there. Maybe drop the backgrounds. I'm not quite sure yet because it kind of, Mooch kind of has a big mane in there, which is cool. But so SignalR Saturdays are all about exploring some new technologies with SignalR. Hey, Mortal, how's it going? Bonjour. Shoots on there. Cool. Good to see ya. Got some people tuning in. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We made some good progress in the last few weeks in SignalR Saturday. So we got around to building some backends, doing some groups, getting the Xamarin app going. But I was thinking this morning as I was getting ready for the stream, like what I could start to do. And I realized I started to hate the backend because there's this combination of server and kind of website. And I don't really want that necessarily because I'm not creating a website. And I wanted to still have some web presence. So I thought Blazor would be kind of a good idea to do like a self-serve host out. And I know that some people in the chat last week talked about doing some Blazor. So I want to first redo my backend and strip out my front end code that I have in there, and then just kind of get started with Blazor because I haven't done anything with Blazor, so kind of understand some architecture and kind of go through it. So it'd be kind of the goal for today. I'm still working off a branch, my groups branch, so I'm gonna continue to do that and just see how that works at a high level. So I hope everyone's having a good morning today. I'm drinking I ran out of coffee, or coffee beans, not actual coffee. We always have regular random coffee in the house, but I did run out of coffee beans to grind. My last was yesterday on my second stream. So I do have some cold brew though. It has a really cool logo. It's from a local shop here, which is Street Bean Coffee. It's their cold brew. Street Bean's kind of cool. They work with street influenced youth to bring them into the coffee shop and learn the coffee profession, which is really cool. So if they're struggling, they're down, they give them a job to learn how to roast, learn how to brew, learn the systems of running a business, which is really cool. They're downtown. So this is just straight up coffee. It says it's intensely caffeinated because it's no calories. It's just coffee. So I'm gonna mute my mic while I pop this can open. There we go. That would have been really loud and annoying. So let's get some pour going before we get into code. Ooh, my chess.com mug, not sponsored, I swear. It's a little cold outside to be drinking cold brew, but I'm going for it. And it's the only thing that you have. Ooh, it's pretty good. I did put in some a little bit of creamer. It's a nut pod creamer, so it's made out of nuts, so really low cal, things like that. Coffee in a can. Cold brew coffee in a can. It's a little bit different. That's the only difference there. Okay, cool. So let's head out over to our desktop so we can kind of walk through some stuff. Yeah, I know. Okay. Everyone's like, whoa, there's no coffee? No coffee. I literally wrote a note to my partner. I said, stream done at 10. We'll go get coffee beans immediately after. So I can walk down the street to, there's a bajillion different coffee places. I'm pretty good though. I'm not mad at it. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. All right, let's pop over. Okay, so this is the mobile app. Now, one thing that I kind of noticed here is that I did create like this default MVC app, and I started to like ask myself why. Like, why do we have this thing in here? It has all these pages. It has like a privacy policy, a shared code. But the core of it is just this chat hub. So like, why is this here? I also started to think like, yeah, I mean, it has to always be on, but it'd be cool to like make it better, I guess. So I wanted to sort of simplify this a little bit. And shoot the gun. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Again, that's that follower count up. I think it's actually almost at 400. 396. Let's see what my thingy says here. 396. 4 away. I love it. Very, very close to 400. Maybe I'll hit 500 by the end of the year. We'll see. Okay, so what I want to do here is I'm going to create add a new project. And we're going to add is it web? Yeah, ASP.NET Core web app. But what I want to do is, even this music is a little bit too, let's see, we got some, did I put ambient? Let's do that. There we go. I want some chill music. Some chill music in the morning. It's Saturday morning. So I'm going to put Zam chat dot backend. Okay. And this is going to be just a web API. Like, I don't want anything else on it at all. I don't need any of these things. Ooh, a Razor class library. What is that? What is that? I want that in my life. What is it? I need it. Get additional project templates. All right, web API. We'll also configure for HTTPS currently. We'll remove that because of the local nature of it. Okay, this is going to be one controller. Why does it have a value controller? Oh, because it has a web API. That's good to keep in there probably. Now the nice thing is that the SignalR stuff is inside of. That's funny. They add Razor in here for funsies. So if you're coming in and you're like, oh, I want to create the chat hub, what you're going to need to do first is here's the startup code. Let's go ahead and close a bunch of windows. Here's the startup code. And let's look at the old startup code over here. So you have your configuration. Yes, that Solution Explorer is huge. We have all this service configuration. So in here, we have the compatibility level, and then all you have to do after you add MVC is say services.add SignalR. Okay. I don't like that song either. There we go. What kind of mood am I in today? I'm having a really hard time with music this morning. Let's do... Oh, good. Let's try upbeat, I guess. Okay. So then the next thing we're going to do here is come in and we have the HTTPS redirect. So we're going to go and turn that off currently because the desktop is not deployed yet. So we'll want that when we actually are doing stuff. But for right now, we're not going to do anything. And then we're just going to do app.useSignalR. Use SignalR routes. And then here what we're going to do is routes.maphub. Okay, chat hub. I don't have the chat hub yet, so we're going to come add that route in a second. They're probably like, oh, why aren't you using like a Blazor backend? Why aren't you doing this? Well, I'm not. I just want to use the Blazor for the web front end more than anything. I could use like a ASP.NET Core website, but like I could just put this file out there and just like now it's communicating to people, which would be kind of interesting. So let's move the backend down. Let's move the hub down, and we will rename it. I also like that there's value controllers in here too, right? So it's gonna be zamchat.hubs. Oh, .backend.hubs. Okay. Oh, there's so much crap in here. Okay, so we're going to add a route here, and that will be the chat hub. And the chat hub, we are going to say, where does it go? And that'll be slash chat hub. Slash chat.
While you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Hey David, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for the subscription. It's a sub, Twitch Prime sub coming in hard. Just super appreciate.
Nothing is impossible.
Very cool. Getting the sub counts up. Shia LaBeouf's very happy for you. Loves you. Hey Brady, good morning. Oh, we got Brady in the chat.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
David with the follow too, coming in hard. Appreciate that. Love it. Brady's now on the SignalR team. We should probably mod him. Mod Brady Gaster. In case you want to throw some links in there, you can mod away Brady. So, yeah. So here's what happens. I did my first SignalR chat. My first SignalR Saturday. And remember when Damien came in and everyone else from the SignalR team came in? And then they're like, James Seaman had a bunch of issues, so then they sicked Brady on me, and Brady went through my video and was like, I'm gonna make all these changes to all the code. So if you have direct SignalR feedback for the Brady, then you should give it to him right there, which is cool. Yeah, should get that dinner. I'll be around for about an hour or so. Get that dinner. The stream's always around. I even back up these to the YouTubes. Okay, so this is our one that we have. I'm going to change it just to chat because I kind of like that better. And probably even better would be like hubs/chat. Duh. But I'm assuming that this will work. If I have a web API, that's here. I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that this route still works. So let us try it. Oh, we're going to turn off the HTTP redirect here. And we are also going to come into our backend now, into our chat. And we're going to change this to /hubs/chat. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's go down here. Send local message. That sounds good. There's a bunch of different Bradys. There's a few Bradys. Yeah, there's Brady. Brady from Donovan's team. What's Brady's last name? Brady. I'm gonna type in a Google. Brady. Damian Brady. This guy. There we go. Damian Brady. The Damian Brady. So cute. So great. Love Damien. I like his avocados and his stuff too. Let's see here. So far, this is our back end. Let's see if we can spin it up. We're gonna spin it up by itself. Spin it up. And then ideally oh, you know what it does too is it has a beautiful startup script. Look at that. Values 1. I don't want that. Let us bring that down. Where does that happen? That happens inside of app settings. No. Dub. Oh, no. Property launch settings. Oh, geez. Oh, here's the application URL. Launch browser, false. profiles, false. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now our backend should be up. Okay, cool. All right, so if I come over to my UWP chat room, we should be able to, where's my debug at? Start a new instance of this. To deploy. Let's see here. I was also thinking of making a command line version of it too. Just like have a little command line so I can run that and actually test it. Did it actually deploy anything? No, it didn't. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I can run this. Let's see. Brady says, has a demo app is working on different SignalR scenarios. That's cool. Yeah, it's relatively easy to get everything going. So here's our chat room. Okay, cool. So it's working. So now we're connected to our new backend immediately. So that's good. Hello. Hello. So I came to and from the chat room. So what's happening here is you can see that the if I was to debug this, there should be like things happening, but this is just now communicating with the new Hubs chat. Here's the request coming in that we see, and it's like good to go. So if I went back and came back into a new one, we actually have a new ID I think coming in. So be like hello. I want to fix that too because this client has multiple connections to it too, so we have some weird refactoring going on here. But what I want to do now, okay, so now our backend is good. We can destroy this. Get out of here. Let us put in our new backend. New backend, ready to go. Get rid of ASP.NET app. And Brady, what's cool is that this repo is a good way to get you started, just in general, because do not fear, we got all the things, and you can totally do it. Get rid of ASP.NET web app and move to simple web API for now. Okay, cool. Boom. All right, that's good. So we delete that from the disk. Just get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, man, I told you the beautiful part, Brady, is that literally the SignalR code for Xamarin is exactly the same. It's like there's no difference. I guess you just got to make it look pretty. That's always the hardest part, is if you don't know the, the UI building part of it, that's the complicated part. So I was thinking too, is that, oh yeah, there is a Java backend too. I was also thinking that you could easily do a, like, if I refactor this correctly here, it'd be nice if I actually refactored some of this code to be not Xamarin specific, but I guess that wouldn't really work too much. Like I was trying to think like, oh, would it be helpful if I could bring in some of this stuff, we have commands and stuff, to not, like if I had a service in here, like a SignalR service. So if I did new folder and I put in a services into my mobile app, and then I created a new, actually if I did this, like if I'm building multiple apps, including a Blazor backend or other chat backend or front end, I mean, ideally there could be some shared code there between all the different projects. Let's see, if I do add new folder and I put in Core. Add new project, and let's add a .NET Standard library. We'll call this XamChat Core. Okay. Now inside the XamChat Core, we're going to create something simple here. We're going to add a dependency. So the first thing we're going to do to get SignalR going, let's proof of concept this before we do anything. We're just going to add a few libraries. We're going to add just this one, the SignalR one. Edit this here. Item group. There we go. Add that package reference. I know I could have just went to my... did we release a new version of SignalR Core? Let me look here. Oh, no, 104 still. Okay, cool. Let's see. Brady says that's a common pattern we've seen. Fritz does some of that work on stream. Yeah, I think so. I think I want to try to break up some of this work, this pattern of right now all of our logic is shoved into this view model because we were just building stuff quick. But like, why is it all here? And I think that's what I want to avoid and try to kind of loop back some action here of like, here's some startup code, right? And figure out how to connect correctly. Shoot the Gun says, why a .NET Framework class library instead of a .NET Core one? Is there a difference when you are working with a .NET Core app? Well, no, so Shoot the Gun, I created a .NET Standard library. Okay. So when you're coming in here, this is a .NET Standard class library. Now in .NET Core, there is a class library for .NET Core in general. Now the difference there is that class library, remember, if it's a .NET Core class library, can only be shared with .NET Core clients. So that could only be shared with ASP.NET Core and .NET Core Console app, for instance. Now, when you're over like in Windows Desktop, you're going to also see .NET Framework library, the class library. I don't think that the name class library is good here because it is a class library, yes, but everyone thinks of it as a .NET Standard library. But so that's what it is, and you can tell when I edit it right here, .NET Standard 2.0. Yeah, but for anyone new, that's a good question to ask, honestly, because sometimes like, what are you doing, right? Like, why is it there? So if I look here at my new class, we could add a, let's see, chat service. Okay. And the chat service ideally would do some things. So I'm going to just move my view model over here. And the biggest thing that we probably want to start to bring in is the idea of moving the chat hub connection out of the view model, right? Just move it away as much as possible would be probably one of the core concepts that I want to try to do here, because right now everything is coupled tightly into the into this Xamarin app. So let's do a hub connection, and then we can use like some IOC container stuff to kind of keep it around, you know. Hub connection, let's just keep it there. And then what we can do in general is, I'm thinking that probably will keep track, like each client will keep track of how they want to handle messages to and from. Like maybe they want to keep a list around, maybe they don't want to keep a list around. But at a high level, we should probably know if things are connected or not connected or whatnot there. So I think what we would start with is a simple public task bool. I think, yeah, task bool, and we can say let's just do like an init, and we'll do a string of IP address for now, because we might have to pass in an IP address from here to there. So if we initialize everything here, what we'll want to end up doing, I don't even know if it needs to be a task either, is we would pull in our, this is how we're going to connect to it. Bingo bango. So everyone's going to connect this way. Then I think what you want to do is register some things. So if we come into our hub connection, it's a little bit hard because of how everything works, but I think we probably want, like, if I spec this out as a public task bool connect, public task bool join channel, string channel name, right? So that's what we're gonna like join the channel, and then then we probably want to disconnect. Public task of bool disconnect. Just make it kind of simple here. So then we can say public task of bool leave channel. Okay, that should probably work. So then what we're going to do here, and this client could probably if we initialize it somewhere, that's just to set up everything. We're not actually going to connect to it at all. So that could probably be in the constructor, but you need an IP address. That's complicated. So you do need an IP address. So we'll just, at some point we wouldn't technically, so we could just not in it, I guess. So here, I think what you want to do is register for messages. So I think maybe you want to have a callback. Hey Nathan, good morning. Good morning. No, Tasha, good morning. Good morning. Oh, lots of people joining the chat. I'm figuring out how to correctly move things around. Let's see what Brady said. Brady said to look at the Fritz and see what he did. Let's see. He has a follower service. Let's see, for Mixer. Groups, viewers, send async. Update viewers. Follower service. Fake service. GitHub service. Mixer service. Twitch service. I hosted, though. So many things. Whoa. Yeah, I see what he did. He created some like event handlers here. So he created some event handlers that are pumping back messages to you. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's very similar. That's similar. What I would want to do is kind of have that on this class. So how do I do an event handler? Let me look at my let's look here. So right now we're just sending a single message. So essentials shared. So inside of here, right, we have some, let's say add new event handlers. So for instance, we could do, let's say, add new item. We could say received message event handler, the class. Boop. And then, oops, spelled that wrong. Oh no, I would do received I before E except after C. Received a message, event args. Cool. Then, yes, change that. This would be a public class. Then what we could do is say public received string message, then public string message equals message. Easy enough. We'll let our okay, so that's our event handler. And we also need then with each event handler, you're gonna need event args, you need an event handler. So what we could do is we could do a public event handler. So just use a generic event handler out of the box, and we'll pass it a received message args. And then that will be on received. Am I spelling received correct? I don't know. Let's see here. Let's bring in this. Yeah, that's a good pattern. I like that. I mean, you're gonna have to unsubscribe. I do. You know, I love IOC and dependency injection. Ha ha ha. Whoa, waffles. Yeah, I'm gonna do some waffles later. Gonna do some waffles. IOC can. That should be my. My emoticons are that I love IOC containers. I love IOC containers. I don't hate IOC containers, but as you can see, there's no interface here, so I'm just gonna do it up, yo. But I like Xamarin Forms. It keeps like a reference of a service locator around, so that's good. Because you only ever want one connection, really. But here's my event handler. That's cool. That's cool. So then what we can start to do here is this. We can then say whenever we want to where's my send local message? Go to definition. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, so whenever we want to do stuff, so let's go in here. We're gonna do on. So these are our current on messages here. And then what we can do here is we can say on received, invoke this, and then new args final message. Cool. Same thing here. Message. That's cool. So now we've kind of like said, okay, you're initializing it. You're going to subscribe to events here and you'll get them when you need them. This should be like on received message, and then this should be on entered or exited. And then we'll do that there because maybe they only want one. Maybe they don't want that. I do. Quote, I hate dependency injection because it's stupid. These are accurate statements too. It has not changed. Has not changed. So I don't even need this. I can just void. That's good. Initialize that. All right, let's go ahead and we should handle on closed. So if for some reason this is here, I'm gonna just rename this to message event args. I think that's probably better. Yes. Okay, back to our chat service. This will be on connection closed. Okay. And in here, in our stuff, we want a... We want a random. Gotta have a random in there. Ba-doop. We also want our pool. We could also make this in a... Let's do this. We can also make this a fancy manage NuGet package. MVVM helpers. I don't know if I want to actually set the property. Oh, we can just do it anyways. Let's not do it. Okay, let's not do that. So we can do a pub bool is connected get set, just so we have it. And here I will do a on connection closed dot invoke. This will be this and new message args connection closed SignalR core. Yeah, that's a good question, and Brady should actually is it actually SignalR core or is it something else? I don't actually know if it is technically SignalR core or if it's not SignalR core. I've been calling it SignalR core in general. I did a blog post recently on my blog, which was very, very popular, and even me, I put it is core. So, but okay, Brady, riddle me this, Brady. When I type in SignalR, I get... Wait, where'd it go? Microsoft dot client. Oh, there it is. I get SignalR. Okay, I get SignalR client, then SignalR core. What is the difference between all of these things? Like, this one looks old. This is the old one? 240? Didn't we just released? But see, these aren't even the ones I'm using. I'm using this one. ASP Net Core SignalR client. It's very confusing. So then there's like SignalR and then ASP Net Core SignalR core. That makes no sense. But it's really not. It's just for .NET Standard, right? Like, I'm using it in a .NET Standard library. All right, so what I need to do, hold on. Okay. We can solve this. We can go to Fugit, and then we can type in... So here's the client, right? So this is a .NET Standard 2.0 library. That's good. Core... This is a .NET Standard 2.0 library as well. But if I type in ASP.NET SignalR client, there's also a .NET Standard library. I don't understand the difference. It's too complicated. Pick one. Pick one. Well, so I think that's the problem is, do I use this one or do I use this one? And we're using this one, but there's client and client core. Like, I don't get it. Because there's two cores. I don't know, man. I'm very confused. There's like, I don't know which ones to use. And they're both .NET Standard. It says right there. This one is protocols.json. Too many options. Yeah. So that's my thing, right? There's ASP.NET SignalR, ASP.NET Core SignalR, but they both have like a .core and a .NET Core. And then that's confusing because why isn't this like SignalR .core .client instead of SignalR client .core, like in general? Yes, but why is there a core one and a non-core one? What is the core difference there? It's confusing. It's confusing. Brady. Yeah, but it's still a .NET Standard 2.0 library, right? SignalR clients for clients connecting to the ASP.NET Core backend. And then that is just, it's bundled into this, though. Look at all these libraries. Whoa, my goodness. So there's core. Here's SignalR core 1.0 and common 1.01. But I thought it got updated to 2.0. How do I manage NuGet packages? Nope, everything's up to date. No one will win. It's very confusing still. This is not a hub connection. This is a chat connection. Oh, I guess it's a hub connection. There's multiple hubs, yeah. I think we just need a document, like what to use when. If that exists, let me know. I would like to see that. Okay, so we're starting to do stuff. Yeah, just a doc. Just like say, when do I use this? When do I don't use this? It's very, I mean, it happens. It happens. Things evolve, right? And it's just when I went in to go find it, I was like, I don't know what to use. I intend to use SignalR for my title on my website. Which one? Yeah, exactly. So like if you look at my blog, I put with SignalR core because like I didn't actually know like why SignalR core question mark. But like this is my cool diagram of how the internet works. Okay. The question is, will I even get to Blazor today? Maybe. So let's do this. And then let us, oh geez, we gotta put async on here. If I'm connected, return true. Connect async, disconnect async. And then my string group, string username. There we go. Add to group. These are also, I need to like figure out my backend too. That'd be, my backend is kind of a hot mess at this point too. Connect async. Why is it mad at me? Oh. Return false. I don't think I want to send a local message. Oh, I could send a local message. Connected. On connected. Invoke this new message event args. Cool. I like that. And then else return true. I guess I could do a on. Doesn't really matter if it's false. So that's like on. Well, I guess I don't really need to do a. If I'm awaiting here, I guess I would know if it's successful or not. We should just do a task here and then throw if so. Let the client handle the exception. I like that idea. Make it simple and I'm like, oh, if you can't connect, then just, you know, you handle that. And then, oh, I don't want that. That's a simple connection. Join channel should be like if is connected. Return or not connected. This would also just be an async task. You either did it or you didn't do it. there's that. And then this should be string group string username. There we go. Pretty straightforward stuff going on here. And then disconnect will be pretty easy. I'll just do this. Disconnect async, join channel async, leave channel async. If not is connected, return, because I'm not connected to anything. Don't want to do that. Stop. Async task. Okay, async task. Then here, I'm pretty sure when I leave the channel, I need to do this. Boop. And then here, I could do same thing. Oops. Put this here. This will be removed from group. Now, if I was really clever, what I would do is something like this. I could do a... Oh, and then this should handle... This shouldn't break if it just does it, which I do try, catch, and then... Exception. Exception. Okay, so what we could do here is we have onConnected, which I don't think that we're calling anymore. OnConnection close, because it's like, oh, I randomly closed the connection. And then, there we go. Oh, there's docs. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Docs being created. Love it. .NET Core is more of a reinvention of .NET Core. Yep. Yeah. Oh, there's Blazor.core. Yeah, I don't think you need to add core to the end of anything. Like, it either is a .NET standard library and works everywhere, or it's not. Like, if it has .core in the name, to me that means that it only works on .NET Core and nowhere else ever, right? But that's the difference. But if it is a library that supports multiple things via .NET Standard or multi-targeting, then just do that, right? That's what I would do. So that's my assumption there. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. So to do all my backend code is this here. So that's going to connect, it's going to do stuff, make it happen, blah de blah de blah de blah. I'm pretty happy with that. On connection close, I'm just going to see if I missed anything. I don't think so. Okay, because the backend is still fine. Enter. Oh, what I wanted to do is you could do like you could do a dictionary. And then what you could do is you could do like string to string. And then what you could do is you could say rooms or channels. What did I call them? Leave channels, active channels. Get, and then we can just do equals new this. So then what you could do is, this could be removed from group, that's funny. So what we could do here is if I join the channel, what I could do is, or I could say, or I guess I just need to track the username through. So I could say like, if the active dot contains key, which would be the group. Yeah, don't, oops. You're already in the group, so don't do that. Or you could say, or I'm not group, right? And then here, what you could do is you could say active channels dot add group username, just for funsies. And then you could do active channels dot remove, and then group. Cool. And then when you disconnect, before you disconnect, you could say var, and you could say groups equals. So then when you disconnect, you want to remove yourself and leave all the channels. So I could say all, or active equals active channels. The problem is I'm going to loop through them and remove myself. So I could say for each var kvp in active channels, we can just remove ourselves from these groups. And then at the end, we'll do active clear. Key value. There we go. I don't actually know. Like, that's a good question. Is Brady would probably know. Is it like here? If I disconnect, will it automatically remove? If I look at my hub, right? I have this group. When I disconnect, does it automatically remove the client from that group? You know what I mean? Like, I'm using the connection ID, but when I disconnect from the server, does it automatically remove all of me from all groups automatically? I assume so, because the next time I go, it does. So I don't actually need to do this. Is this repetitive? I could clear the channels because it's like stop. Oh, disconnect is poof. Okay, cool. So I just remove it. So clear it just for funsies and then come back in. Cool. Nice. I like that. So at least clear it and then go from there. I guess I could clear it after I stop because that's probably better. Cool. That's good to know. So now if we wanted to get fancy with it, we could create a new console app. And we could do console app.NET Core, and we'll say zamchat.console. And then we could add a reference to our zamchat core. Boom. And then what we could do is, just like we had here, we could edit this. Here's our client. Put that in there. Then we got some nougats. I don't understand why it says it's missing console. That seems like a bug. Let me see. What did I do? Huh. Why doesn't that work? Rebuild? Are you missing an assembly? Oh, I think no. Clean. Rebuild? Maybe my nougats didn't get restored correctly. Huh. So I should be able to do like using XAM chat dot core dot, yeah. Using XAM chat dot core dot event handlers. My thought is I should be able to async static, async. I don't know why this thing is not in there. That seems incorrect. Let me close solution and reopen it. It's weird. That is weird. Oh, I'm stupid. I named it console. Let me do console app. Yes, yes, it is the namespace. I'm an idiot. One time I did that, like, it was terrible. So, all right, anyways, okay, cool. So, var IP equals console dot. Let's do console dot right line. Enter IP, and then I'll do console dot read line. Cool, and then I'll do await. I probably need to get access to my thing, so I can do a static chat service. New service. Service.init. Cool. And I'll do IP. Oh, that's cool. I don't even need to do that. That's cool. All right. And then what I can do is if I wanted to get all fancy, I could do service dot, let's see. Console dot right line. I can do e dot message. Right, there we go. Yes, thank you. That's classic namespaces. So then all I would need to do here is I could do console dot. I could do service await service dot connect async, and we'll just connect async. I'll do console dot right line, like you are connected. Console dot right line. And then I could say enter room. ASP.NET, and then I'll do var room. And I'll just say console.readline. Oops. There we go. Okay, so then I can do service dot join channel async. And then I'll do room, and then I'll do console app. How do I make it so my console app continues to listen to me and not exit? Here's my question. So I'm in there, and that could be like for background service for my .NET client here, for my console app.
I'm way up, I feel blessed.
Hey Katrine, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. It's a host that just runs. How do I a console app that just runs? Yeah, just console app.readline, right? Yeah. What I want to do though is like for or while. You got like just do while. Oh man, we're going old school. While. And then I can do var to entered text equals console.readline if while I can just do this. Well, true. Here we go. Look at us. Look at us do some oh, task await task delay -1. Well, I want them to keep entering things though. You know what I mean? But I guess that's the problem that I have. I mean, ideally I would be like wait service dot. Oh, I didn't put in anything to send a message. That's good. That's a whoops. Where's my send message? Oh, cool. Okay, so someone needs to put in a public sync task of send message async string group string username string message. Cool. Let's do this. Group username message. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, keep going. Keep going. I wonder if that works. Let's see. So if I spin up this app first. I guess I could just sit there and listen for... It looks good. Looks great code, James. Great code, James. Let's spin up this thing. Well, why is it mad at me? Oh, why is it mad at me there? Wait, what? I thought we could have a static... I thought we could have a, an async. Oh, yeah, right? I thought we could do that, no? Am I wrong? I thought I could do an async main. Async main C#. I was like 1000% sure that I could do this. Mm-hmm. Oh. It's because it's not using the latest versions of C#? 7.3. That should be correct. Huh, what? Why can't I do this? Someone... Yeah, but it's just a console app for testing. But we added support for this. See, look at that. Maybe it needs to be public. Oh, it needs to be, it does need to be a task. Ah, there we go. Cool, perfect. There we go. You can use async void when you're doing events, but that's about it. But yeah, that shows. Yeah, so it's like you can change it to this async task or whatever, then it spins it up correctly. So that's cool. I like that. I like that. So let's see if this works. Okay. And try P. This will should just be localhost. Nope. Can I not communicate to it via localhost? Oh, it's not running. Dur. Let me set that as my startup. It's not, if it's not running, it's not going to work. Accidentally closed it. That's good. Okay, cool. So now this should connect. Bloop. Set a startup project. Let's run this. Should be local host. Cool. Xamarin. Oh, 1 second. All right, door. And I'm back. That's what happens when the door service rings. Okay, so that didn't work. Here, so why didn't that work? Join channel async. Send async, add to group, active channels. Why is that hanging? Okay. Group is Xamarin. Username is Council App. I assume I can have items in there. Oh, that connected. Okay. Go through. Oh, it's just waiting for me to enter text. Okay, cool. So, oh, and that person entered. Hello, world. Whoa, nice. That's cool. Boom. Okay, so Shoot the Gun asks. Yeah, there you go. I was like, why isn't it working? So there you go. So Shoot the Gun asks, what part of these are SignalR? What's not SignalR? So yeah, so the parts that are SignalR specifically is this communication bridge. So I have my Xamarin app over here. It's a UWP Council app. I could run it on Android or iOS, doesn't matter. And then this is the Council app that's just a test app, right? So both of them, the back end, there's a back end piece and a front end piece. So the back end piece is this web API. So the SignalR back end is here. Notice like all these messages coming in and negotiating things. All right. Now, the cool part here is that on the back end, so this is the hub that would live in Azure. I'm just running it locally. Is this handles the connection and pushing, it receives a message and then sends the message to either everybody or to a group. So what we have here is this like send message, which sends it to a group. I also have like a fully send message to everyone that I could push to, but I'm sending a message to a group here. And what this does is it'll send a message to all the client, to all the clients that are listening on the back end. So this is kind of like you can call this method via the string and then it does some stuff. So the core here, XamChat core, is kind of like my client layer that connects to this hub connection. So it connects up into the SignalR service on the back end, and then it will do the pub sub to and from. So really what's happening here at a very simplified level is I register some events. So here I'll say received message or enter or exited. Now notice that these are the same messages that I have here. Entered or left, received message. Okay. So the chat service is just sitting there waiting for that message to come in, and then it does something. So what I'm doing is anyone that is listening is I pump that message up. And then I just kind of come in and I pump messages to and from that back end. And here's where I send that message out. So like I can add a group or send a message. So this send message group calls the backend code right here, which then sends all connected clients, which happens to be this one, the message. So these are both connected to that back end, and then it goes, and it's all super quick. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, wow. Super cool. And then I just append the username back and forth on it, which is super cool. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's go add stage, add simple console app client.
It should also read that I crushed it from 2013 to present.
Okay, now this all seems to be working. So let us No, yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's really not. That's the best part of it. So, add groups, update web API backend, and add console app. No, I think that it's not that I made it look easy. I think that it was me reading documentation and going through, to be honest with you, figuring it out. It made me feel good. I mean, when I started, I felt like this.
This is enough to scare me to go update my LinkedIn profile and look for another job.
I mean, it was very similar to Docker to me.
I don't know anything about Docker. I don't know the difference between an image and a container. I don't know when I use a Docker file or when I use a compose file.
I don't know any of that. But afterwards, I felt all great, and I got it working.
Nothing is impossible.
That's really how I felt. So there we go. There's my stream decks.
Today was a good day.
Cool. Let's move back to master and pull in some stuff. Yeah, and then the cool part, yeah, too, is, and I have this blog post, right, when you go to my website on here, this one, I do a pretty good breakdown. That was Donovan from I think a Connect or something like that. So I say like why, right? And because it's this is the why. Handles the connection automatically. It sends all messages to connected clients. It handles WebSockets with 2 S's on here. Server sent events or long polling. It figures it all out for you. So it's kind of like WebSockets plus plus at that point. Really at that point. I don't know where my phone went. There it is. Cute. All right, cool. All right. Well, I didn't get a chance to do too much Blazor, but I did promise I would start some Blazor work. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move to master. Yeah, it works in Java. I was doing JavaScript earlier too, Brady, and I had a web site that was running the JavaScript code. I just hated it, so I'm going to do a Blazor front end. So what I'm going to do is sync this stuff. And I believe what I want to do here is probably close this door. Let me do this. I'll give me 1 second here. Keep my headphones on. I don't want my partner to be all mad at me. There we go. Cool. I'm going to create a new branch. It's called clients/Blazor. So I don't even have Blazor installed on my machine. So let us look at Blazor.net. So this allows us to build web UIs with C#, which I like. So let's get started. Let's see. That's my Node.js instance. Let's see, .NET version 2.5. Okay, perfect. So I'm running the correct version of .NET Core 2.1 that I need. I need the Blazor language service extensions. Perfect. And now that I've abstracted this into a commonality here, we can start to add some stuff. So let's get this Blazor extension. And online, updates online. How do I get this Blazor extension? How come it's just not right there? Okay. Blazor language service. Download. Okay, so I probably need to shut Visual Studio down and install this Vizix. So I'm going to be out of town for the next few weeks because I'll be on holiday. Thanksgiving's come up. I'm up over here in the States. Let's go ahead and get that. There we go. I will be back. So I look at my calendar. Let's install that. I'll be out on the 14th and the 1st. I'm going to be in Orlando down here the first week of December, which is also Connect Week. Everyone should definitely check out Connect. I won't be there, but I'll be at VS Live in Orlando. If you're there, I have a few keynotes and big sessions going on, which I'm very, very excited about, which is crazy. I'm probably going to show some Blazor if I can get a really cool demo working at one of my sessions at least. Yeah, I'm going to be gone this week, but I'll be back on the 8th for SignalR Fridays, or SignalR Saturdays, SignalR Fridays. On Fridays, though, I will be streaming on the 30th and the 7th, so I'll be in for these days here to do live coding, and I will be around through the entirety here. I think every single Friday and Saturday, I'll be able to stream on those days. I'm not going anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a Blazor front end, and I think the challenge that I'll give is to see if we can get some pull requests into this repo for the SignalR chat. So I'll create the base project, and I've abstracted enough code, hopefully, that everyone can go in and start muxing around in it and get things working. Maybe, we'll see. But let's see if I can simply go in and create a new Blazor client, and I will do a new folder, and I'll say web, and this will be our add new project. And what we want specifically is a web app. That's where it lives. And I'll say zamchat.web client. And I'll do Blazor client. Then here, I'm pretty sure I want this one. And this one is going to be just a runs on. Yeah, I just want just Blazor running locally, nothing else. So I could deploy this anywhere. See you, Brady. Have a good one. Yeah, definitely let me know what you're working on. I'll be out of town, though, for a few weeks. Probably around on Monday. So we're just going to create this chat client here. And then ideally, what I'll do is I'll set up some dependencies, just like we did in our console app. What we should be able to do, I'm not a web person, but if people want to kind of poke around, they should be able to. We will add a reference here, and also this here. Let's see what we get out of the box. There we go. Blazor serve arguments. Boom. So this is client/Blazor. Add base Blazor client. Wow, this time flew by. Wow, that's bananas. There we go. There's our website. Loading. So this is all running locally. You can see it. That's talking here. Boom. Cool. There's our counter. Click, 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 click. Fetch some data. Super cool. What does this actually give me? Just a DLL, right? It's like... It's good. What does it actually give me at the end of the day? Like a bin, debug, net standard, distribution. Frameworks? WASM. There's MonoWASM. Like I was kind of curious if I don't know what the package is. Like I want to like deploy it, right? Just say the file. I don't know how that works. I think you could do like publish folder. I wonder what happens if I do this. I'm very curious. Oh. Bin release net standard. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. Publish. Haha. So this is that same thing. I just publish it and it's just a file. So it's just like an HTML page, but it has all the data in it. Bootstrap. The framework. That should work. Did not finish. Release, not standard, publish. That should work. Oh, it's referencing some weird things, I think. I don't think it actually published correctly. Interesting. I'll have to figure that out later. But anyways, let's go ahead and check in this code now that I've muxed around for a little bit too long. But yeah, add base Blazor client and commit. Oh, it just says it's looking for files. It was like looking for files. And it's like, I don't know where these files are at. But that's it. I end the stream at 10. We got some stuff happening, not as much Blazor stuff, but I think we're in a good place where we could actually go and deploy it. You can get this code today. You can just do what in there. I created this branch client/Blazor. So if you want to mess around with it and start to run these SignalR services locally, here you kind of have a good architecture of the mobile app of this core backend, which is abstracting everything for you into a nice chat service. But I think that's going to do it, everyone, for my SignalR Saturdays. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for drinking some coffee. I'm going to get some more real coffee. I mean, this is real coffee, but hot coffee, and go from there. So thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Hope everyone has a great week. I will be not back next week. So at least 2 weeks from now is when I'll be back next time. So thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the no bits this stream. That's okay. But thanks for the follows, David. Thank you for the Prime membership. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch to get Twitch Prime, and then you can use that to sub to the channel, get sweet emoticons, get that subscriber badge, things like that. So Neo, thanks for the follow. Shoot, thanks for the follow. David, thanks for the chat follow. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And that's it for this week. And I'll talk to you in a bit.
Some people dream success. Don't let your dreams be dreams. You should get to the point where anyone else will quit, and you're not gonna stop there. So just do it. Make your dreams come true. Do it. Nothing is impossible. Do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.